So here's some exciting news. Joker 2 rumored for 2023 production start date. The latest Joker 2 rumor suggests the first draft has been turned into Warner Brothers with tentative plans to start filming next year. The Clown Prince of Crime sequel could be entering development next year, ever since the immense success of Todd Phillips' Joker in 2019. There have been rumors of the supervillain origin story getting its own sequel. These rumors continue to persist, and the latest word out of the rumor mill is that the sequel has just taken a big step forward with a tentative start date in place. It goes on. Joaquin Phoenix is back. I can't remember, did it say? Joker was directed by Todd Phillips and written by Phillips and Scott Silver. Yada, 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 yada. Don't know if he's writing it or not. Yeah, I don't know if he's attached to it or not. It wasn't officially confirmed by studio. Looks like Phillips is attached to it. All right, so I know this was a conversation that Todd Phillips was having with Joaquin Phoenix at some point, and Joaquin Phoenix at some point. And of course, the fans were loving it. You know, I'm kind of on the fence. I think sometimes some movies are just standalone, awesome movies that need to be left alone. Joker, the year it came out, was it 2020, 2019? I don't know. It was like my favorite film that year, I want to say. And as a filmmaker, I loved everything about it. I loved the character study that was involved. I loved the acting. I loved the look of the film. I am a big into cinematography, big into color, big into lighting. And I saw behind the scenes of how they did it, and the great cinematographer Shay, God, I can't think of his name now, but he's worked with Todd Phillips on several things. But man, that is a beautiful, heartbreaking, awesome film. It was one of my favorites of the year, and I think, yeah, boom pow, awesome, 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 awesome. I've got it in my computer. I may or may not watch it in between, things at work sometimes, but oh, love it, love it. And let's see, where's that? If I go, there's a little autograph thing from Joaquin that my wife got me. Loved it. I absolutely loved it. So I'm really, really excited about the second one, but I'm also I know how it goes. So I'm also very skeptical and very concerned. However, if Joaquin signs back onto it, which it sounds like he has, and Todd Phillips is still the one writing and directing it, it's very hopeful. It was great. And Todd Phillips, just as a side note, one of the things he was saying about making that film or kind of getting away from comedy is you can't make comedy anymore because everybody's so butthurt about every little thing. We talked about that, how the left is eating itself, how you can't make these kind of jokes and they're canceling everybody. Todd Phillips said it, and he came out with this amazing masterpiece. He could probably continue to make great comedies, but he's going to get canceled because, the cancel mob is all about not offending people. And good comedy is offensive. Sorry. Let's continue. So another one from MovieWeb here. Tom Holland wants to do a Peter Parker movie without Spider-Man. Spider-Man No Way Home arrives in cinemas. Tom Holland revealed he would like to do a low-budget Peter Parker movie without his heroic alter ego. Now, I'm a low-budget filmmaker, Tom. I'll take that on. I would love to see a character study of Peter Parker as Peter Parker, not Spider-Man, right? Very similar to Joker. Dude, if it was done well, if it was done right, can you imagine? That would be stellar. And I really have enjoyed Tom Holland as an actor in the films that I have seen. Again, don't crucify me here. I have not seen any of the standalone Spider-Man movies, any of them. Tobey, Andrew, Tom. But the films that Tom was in as Spider-Man, I've seen those. And I think Uncharted looks pretty good. It's supposed to be coming out here soon. So I think he's a good actor. I think he could do it. I like to see it, but I'd like to see it more of a deeper dive into the character, like I think he's talking about here. Maybe even a little darker look, kind of like with the Joker. But I know he's the superhero, so it can't be as dark as the Joker. But there are dark things that trigger heroes. I think Batman Begins was a great example of that. You know, Batman's story of how he came to be who he is. It's a very dark, sad story, but you know, Batman is one of the highest respected superheroes, comic heroes, whatever that's out there. So, you know, something to be said for that. Yeah, let's jump back over to DC World and talk about Flash movie rumors suggest it could end the DCEU. Wait, before I go on, is it because of Ezra Miller?
Hi, this is Ezra Miller, aka the Bengal Ghouls, the Mad Goose Wizard, and this is a message for the Beulahville chapter of the North Carolina Ku Klux Klan. Hello, first of all, how are y'all doing? It's me. Look, if y'all want to die, I suggest just killing yourselves with your own guns. Okay? Otherwise, keep doing exactly what you're doing right now, and you know what I'm talking about. And then, you know, we'll do it for you if that's really what you want. Okay, talk to you soon, okay? Bye!
All right, well, I'm all about the KKK ending themselves. I still don't think that's a domestic terror organization. Right? Have they been labeled that by Democrats or Republicans? Or yeah, I mean, they should be, right? I don't know of any good that comes from them. So, you know, whatever. I'm cool with his sentiment here. I get it, but it's just kind of a weird video to just randomly post. I'm sure, and with no explanation. Now, maybe there's an explanation in another post somewhere else or written up, but I've seen this several times, and it just seems very vague and very random. It's almost like those posts, when people are vague booking, I've heard it called, when they're like, oh man, just having an awful day. And they leave it open. They're waiting for somebody to come in. Oh, what's going on? Tell me about it. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Then why did you post it on social media? You wanted the attention. You wanted me to ask. You wanted somebody to ask. Come on, man. Come on, man. Tell them, Joe.
Come on, man.
Right. You posted it, you want a reaction. So, you know, I don't know if he's necessarily talking directly to the KKK or if he's just putting on a show for us. But it does make him look kind of crazy. It's not the first time he's been caught looking kind of crazy.
Earn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal?
Whoa, bro.
Fight?
I'm sorry. Can we check that one out again?
Earn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal?
Whoa, bro.
Fight?
All right, so that was another video that had gone viral well before. Don't know if he was upset because she was wearing something he wanted to wear, or if she approached him and was a she and not a he. You know, but he's just kind of got this crazy thing going on where it keeps getting put out there. Again, not defending the KKK. I mean, more power to you. You want to take them down. That's great. But he kind of seemed serious on that takedown of that girl. Now, she looked like she was into it, you know, my kind of girl. But yeah, anytime you hear that hey in a video, you could tell that others in that environment knew something was going down, and so they jumped in to help out. So don't know what happened there. That was a little weird. This dude, I'll switch back over. This dude is kind of like the I don't know, he's kind of like the Brie Larson of the DC EU. There's a couple of them actually, maybe, but this guy right here, just because he's kind of a little off his rocker, I think. But hey, you know, more power to him. Whether you're a KKK or random female approaching them, beware of the Ezra. Oh wait, not that Ezra. Yeah, that Ezra. Be afraid. Be very afraid. I'm sorry. I know I'm just having fun here. I'm sure he's upset about something, and he has every right to be upset about it and to share his thoughts and well wishes to certain organizations. He's just kind of a goofball to me. I don't know how to take him. You know, I don't know if anyone else does either. So let's look at a couple more things here. All right, variety. Chris Pratt to voice Garfield in upcoming animated movie. Look, nothing against him or any other A-list actors. I mean, I like Chris Pratt. I really do. As an actor goes, he's funny. He's talented in so many ways. I mean, he's a Chris. And then in his personal life, he seems to be very cool in a sense that he's not outwardly overly political, religious, or anything where it's shoving it down anyone's throats. I know he posts about his religion, or it's been seen, or wearing shirts that reflect his beliefs, his religious or political or whatever. But all the while, he's not shoving it down anybody's throats like a lot of these other celebrities are, politicians are. Everybody is. They think you want that. We don't. So I appreciate him. So nothing against him, nothing against other A-list actors, which he is most certainly an A-list actor. But there are plenty of voice actors that are probably better versed and more capable of handling voice acting jobs than these A-listers. When you think of the most iconic voices in animation, from shows, from films, classics, it's almost always a random guy or gal that does the voices, as it's their career. It's their acting career. You wouldn't recognize them on the street, but that voice or voices, as many of them do many, many different voices. I would imagine they would cost the studios less than one of these A-list actors, and ultimately be better at it, in knowing how to use their voice when they're not seen. Whereas these guys, they're used to being seen. Now, again, not to take anything away from them, I'm sure they do a great job. It was, what was it, Upward or something like that Chris Pratt and Tom Holland were in. Me and my little girl watched that together. I may have had a little allergy problem toward the end of the movie, a little, but it was great. I enjoyed it thoroughly. But I do believe too that, properly trained voice actors would be just as good as these A-listers. So, I remember coming home from school watching X-Men or Batman animated series, grabbing my Sunny D, my Dunkaroos, and I was perfectly happy. It didn't have to be any A-lister that was behind it, or even going to the movies and watching, the cartoons and animations, whatnot there. It didn't have to be celebrities. The voice actors were perfectly fine. In fact, again, maybe I'm biased because I am a filmmaker, but there's plenty of great actors that aren't A-list actors that could use the work. There's plenty of voice actors out there, as we're on this topic, of course, that could use the work. Whether it's voice acting or it's, in front of the camera acting, there's plenty of folks to get the work from. Studios right now are hemorrhaging, with their budgets. They're spending a lot of money on these films, and a lot of it's coming from, some actors and special effects and all that. Maybe if you can cut costs where you can and get some, really good non-A-list actors, people enjoy it just as much. I mean, I got a ton of posters around my room. Star Wars is one of the, used to be one of the biggest franchises, and a lot of those actors, now I wasn't around obviously when Star Wars came out, but in going back, I'm like, most of these actors were unknown. A lot of them were known, don't get me wrong, but now there's a good handful chunk of them that were fairly fresh-faced folks. And look how big that was. The Evil Dead, Bruce Campbell came from that, right? So, you can do a lot with non-A-list actors, but I don't know, maybe they just think the more A-list actors, big stars that we throw in something will always have bigger and better success. Unfortunately, that's not always true. Don't know if you remember this movie or not. Movie 43 had just about everybody in it. The critics gave it a 4%. The audience gave it a 24%. On IMDb, we can see who all was in it. Dennis Quaid, Greg Kinnear, Common, Charlie Saxon, Will Sasso, Seth MacFarlane, Hugh Jackman, Kate Winslet. It goes on and on and on. Lee Schreiber, Naomi Watts. Who else did I see? Anna Faris and Chris Pratt. Macaulay Culkin's brother, Kieran, Emma Stone, Richard Gere, Kate Bosworth, Jack McBrayer. Hey, Jack McBrayer's from Macon, so am I. And it goes on and on and on. Side note, didn't plan on doing this. Asif Manvi, he's in a show called Evil, which is trailer. Yeah, that's one of the trailers. It's an amazing show. If you haven't already started watching it, highly recommend it. I don't know where the first season can be found anymore, other than Paramount Plus, which is where the second season is at, and we're catching up on that. And it's an awesome show, really awesome. Just thought I'd throw that out there while we were here. Side note, sorry. All right, back to movie 43. Let's look at a little article here. 16 movies with all-star cast that bombed. The number one on the list, or 16 to 16, whatever, movie 43. The maximum about strength in numbers certainly applies to 2013's movie 43, since it took the combined efforts of 12 directors, including James Gunn, 18 writers, and 22 above the title stars to come up with a film as monumentally awful as this one. Yet even a potent cast was no match for the toxic word of mouth that immediately hit the streets, as the film grossed less than $10 million. Now, I looked it up, and I want to say that the budget was $6 million. I would assume that was $6 million to shoot it, and normally, you'll double that for promotional and whatnot. So you're looking at 12 million. So it didn't even make bank out of the gate. Don't know if it has now, but it here's a good one. The only one who comes off looking like a winner is George Clooney. When asked by the producers if he would appear in this train wreck, he flatly stated, "No effing way." So good for you, George. But yeah, so, A-list actors does not always mean success. Now, I know I'm going a little tangent here, especially against someone that I like. I do like Chris Pratt. But I'm not the only one. Over here at Fast Company says, why everyone is mad about the new Super Mario Brothers movie, which, again, sorry, has Chris Pratt in it. The star-packed casting of Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Seth Rogen, and others has reignited the debate over celebrity voice talent in animated films. The list of bold-faced names goes on and on. Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor, blah, blah, blah. No, it isn't a trailer for Adam McKay's almost suspiciously star-studded Don't Look Up, but rather the casting announcement for a new animated take on the world's most popular Italian plumber brothers. There's posts from Twitter. Guys, I am on social media. If you're not following me, checking out my posts and stuff like that, I'm not offended, because I don't really do a whole lot on there. But we do have a page on Facebook, Twitter, I want to say Instagram, Parler, Getter, pretty much anything that we can get on. We're out there just so we can reach you guys. So, if there's everything you guys want to hit me up about, you can hit me up on there. But if I seem like this is a little foreign to me, I don't tweet or whatever. So, this is not my forte necessarily, but yeah, looking at all this, you actually don't have to pack an animated films with celebrities. Gen X kids, my point, with kids grew up on cartoons and don't need to be sold, and kids could care less about celebrity voices. Enter the Spider-Verse had working actors, not stars' voices, and made zillions. I don't know how accurate zillions is, but it was successful. But yeah, again, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. See, I'm not just over here bitching and moaning for no reason. Other people are mad about it. So other dwarfs or dwarfism, folks, however you want to word it, however it's not offensive, they're upset with, what's his name? Dinklage, for, criticizing and potentially losing jobs for people that meet that criteria. And, you got these big A-list celebrities taking jobs from voice actors who, again, I think are significantly more qualified and probably better overall at doing what it is they do. So yeah, that's my little rant. I'll close with that. See you guys next week. Hey guys, thanks for checking out this clip from the Morning Mayhem. Remember, this is just a portion of the full show that comes out every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you hadn't already, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the full shows or these tasty little nuggets.